For more on that and the state of the case, I'm pleased to welcome back to the program Sig Christenson. He's an investigative reporter for the San Antonio Express News. Sig, thanks for coming back. Let's start with the ATF. Odd. I would not have expected ATF. I would have expected FBI. But what are you hearing?
The ATF sought that detainer because they were very concerned that Brad might be making bail. So apparently a friend of Brad Simpson's was out there and was moving to post a bail. And the detainer is basically issued for those moments when they think someone is going to be released and the feds want to make sure that person is not released. And so that was why it's coming down the pike. Maybe we'll know tomorrow more about what was behind their rationale for it. But that is what I'm told their thinking was.
So let's talk about the landfill. I said off the top of the show, that's when I just get chills in a case of a missing person when they start searching the landfill. Do you know if they had cadaver dogs out at the landfill? Do you know if they found anything?
I'm not due to go there until tomorrow morning, so I wasn't there this afternoon. I don't know if they had dogs. That would be a logical step if they really thought this was the right place. But, you know, they've already struck out in a couple other locations here, places that would have been logical places. The place, the wooded area directly adjacent to their residence. And then there was an area in another town about 20 minutes away from here. They searched there Saturday, I believe, and came up with nothing. So this could have some evidence behind it, or it could just be striking out blindly.
Question about these kids. There are 4 kids. Dad is locked up, $2 million bail, and like you said, ATF stepped in. It's unlikely he's going to get out anytime soon. He's got lots of enemies. We've read about that. Neighbor says he saw something pretty darn indicting going on in the front lawn before she disappeared. And you've got these kids. Like, I think there's a 20-year-old girl, an 18-year-old girl. I think there's a 15-year-old boy maybe, and a 5-year-old girl. Where are they? Who's looking after these kids?
That's a good question. I was over there in the neighborhood over the weekend. There were a bunch of cars at their residence. I went up to Bandera, where Brad Simpson had a home that he built and bought the land for through an LLC. And that particular place actually had people in it. There were 2 people, an elderly couple, and what looked like a 5-year-old girl sitting in the living room. I don't know if that was her. I can tell you that it struck me as being almost certain that these people were relatives or good friends, because the woman told me Brad does not live here, and she slammed the door in my face.
It's so upsetting when you think about the kids, especially when overnight their worlds were just turned upside down. Mom's not coming back, it seems. Dad's likely not going to do well in this story either. Sig Christenson, I'll call on you again. Thank you for this.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.